What is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope everyone had an amazing start to their week. I'm actually very excited as people start to roll in. I only have one screen today, so you might see me on my phone here, being able to chat and answer comments. So I don't have to switch back and forth. See, it just popped up right there. Boom, Jake Dunlap live. All right, so now there, oh, there I am, right there. So if you see me looking down, it's just to answer the comments and to chat back and forth with you all. So looking forward to today. Today's going to be a really good one. If you've been following the AI series, definitely make sure that you attend on Thursday. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 different ways that ChatGPT is going to move the needle. One of those is pipeline, which I think is top of mind for a lot of companies, especially as we start to look forward to Q4, which is just crazy to say out loud that Q4 is around the corner. But I think for a lot of you out there, pipeline generation is going to be a big piece. ChatGPT is fucking amazing for pipeline generation, and not just for generating better messages. If I get one more message from a new sales technology company that's going to write better AI generated messaging, I'm going to lose my shit. But because there's so much other opportunity around pipeline generation. That you all can, take advantage of. So if you haven't signed up for the Thursday series, or you don't know what I'm talking about, let me see. I don't, you know what? LinkedIn's kind of wonky. Let me see if I can drop this link for you all real quick. If not, Becca, I know you're on. Becca, I might need you to drop the links for me, depending on what's going on. Todd, I appreciate that, man. And I think I owe you a DM back. We'll set some time up for this week as a part of this. Let me see if this worked, actually. Oh, it's read only. Okay. So yeah, Becca, I'm gonna need your help. I texted Becca right before. I'm like, I need these links. And then here I am like 5 seconds later saying like, hey, Becca, can you copy and paste? So Becca will drop the links for the AI series. As Todd said, loving it. It is a really, really good series. It's with my friend Kevin Dorsey. So it's always fun that him and I get to chop it up. We're good buddies and we love talking about this stuff. And so today, for a lot of you, this is one of those ones where you might want to tag your sales team in. You might want to say, hey guys, come check this out, because I'm going to get very tactical on different prompt strategies and things that you can do to move the needle for your business, and different prompts and how to actually use ChatGPT. There's a lot of things that are happening with ChatGPT right now. Feel free, you can virtually just raise your hand if you have not heard of custom instructions. So just give me like a hand raise, or like a, I don't know, appreciation. I don't know what the different 8 emojis there are on LinkedIn. And I'll be able to see it kind of come through here on my phone. Also, make sure to drop in where you're joining from. If you haven't already, please drop in. I like to see where people join from. We usually have people from all over the world, almost like complete 360, which is a lot of fun, that people are up even over in Asia, up at, whatever AM it is there. And also, we look at the people that comment too, and, we do special kind of surprise and delight. So make sure you comment again where you're joining from and what your role is too, as well. Patrick has not heard of custom instructions. So custom instructions, if you're in Chat GPT, it could be kind of fun. There we go. We got Hoboken. No joking, Hoboken right there. All right. Florida's in the house. Philly's in the house. The ATL. No Jacksonville's, folks. Egypt. Love that. There we go. I'm in Austin as well, Jonathan. Todd, I'm right down the road from you. Tatiana's in Phoenix. I know that that's like 195 degrees right now. My mom lives there, so I was there a couple times during the summer. It's brutal. Custom instructions, bottom left. Everyone should right now do me a favor. Go and open up your Chat GPT or something like it. You don't have to. You don't have to do it, but if you can, do it. Bottom left corner, you're going to see your name, and you're going to see settings. There's going to be triple dots. You're going to click the triple dots, and it's going to say custom instructions. What custom instructions allow you to do is to tell Chat GPT certain things that it should act like all the time. All right. So think about it like this. What's up? Brooklyn's in the house. I miss Brooklyn. I moved here from Brooklyn to Austin 5 years ago. Dang, it's been a while. So custom GPT, like the custom instructions in Chat GPT, allow me to tell it to always behave like a certain thing. So what you can do with custom instructions is feed it like your product that you sell, the value prop that you have, your buyer personas, and then tell it, and then you can say, how should I respond, which is the next thing when you're in custom instructions. And then when it says how you can respond, what you're then able to do is say, like, I want you to respond like you're a buyer, or I want you to always role play with me. And so imagine you can turn that on and turn that off. So like, let's say if you're trying to get better at sales and you want to get better at role playing with your buyer, navigating difficult situations, you'd be like, all right, it's role play time. Click into, or it's scenario planning time or long-term strategy planning time, prep and research time for my buyers, my personas. Click on custom instructions, boom, and you don't even have to tell it who you sell into. All right. We've got Brooklyn, India. We've got Libya. Dean, thank you for joining us. Our hearts and prayers are with all of you all. I know it has to have been a very tough, week or so. So thoughts out to you, Dean, for sure. So, all right, let's jump into the top ways that you can leverage ChatGPT to actually move the needle on your sales team. Okay, the first, and again, Becca, I apologize in advance. I'm going to need your help here because I only have one screen. So I'm just going to even text you. I need your help. Because I'm going to copy and paste in some of these prompts for you all. Okay, number one is building pipeline. Like I said, I'm going to go in very deep with this with Kevin on Thursday. So do me a favor, make sure to sign up for the session up there. We're having I think we've got over 1,000 people plus registered. We've got a few hundred that show up every Thursday. I don't know why everyone doesn't show up. They probably just watch it later. But if you want to know how to generate pipeline, I'm going to give you some ideas here on what you can do to generate more pipeline. And some prompts and some things to think about. Okay. So again, if you use custom instructions, it can save you time because, all right, Becca, you can just drop the prompts from that first section into the chat. I need you to drop prompts, please. Smiley face. I always have to say smiley face. You know what I mean? People appreciate that. Okay, so prompt one. Okay, if you don't use custom instructions, is to make sure you train the thread on who you sell to. So again, I'm going to talk a lot more about this, but again, a prompt that's like, hey, explain, like I'm trying to do research, let's say, for example. Explain the typical duties and obligations of this persona. It's somebody who's this company size. This is the job title. This is the industry they sell to. This is the products they sell. Creating a prompt that will allow you to think about the duties and obligations is going to immediately let you write better prompts and give you better ideas for how to interact with those people, whether it's on LinkedIn, email, call, whatever you're doing. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is write me a 10-step sequence over 21 days. Guys, this shit is bananas. Again, I'm going to go into more of the pipeline stuff Thursday. I don't want to steal too much thunder. But again, you can literally then say, okay, based on what you know, how should I interact with this person? What should I do? How do I get in front of them? Right? And then the next piece is like, if I'm trying to book a meeting, what's like the 2 sentence or like, how do you incorporate those challenges into the messaging that I should then send? So, for me, man, like you don't need all this, like, I don't know, like every new tool under the sun. ChatGPT is just good. And I can see the chat, Becca, just so you know. So what's going on? Netherlands in the house. Great. So there's a couple of chats for you all. There's some prompts. So again, this is why I said, like, hey, if you have other reps on your team that are down with chat, that are using ChatGPT, and you are trying to get better at it, this is it. This is where it's at. So again, pipeline generation, think I can help it to understand who I sell to, understand their world, match that with the products that we sell, and turn that into very complex, very compelling value propositions. I'm going to tell you on Thursday, I'm not going to give it to you now, but if you all have Web Pilot, which is a plugin for ChatGPT, me and Kevin will take this one further and tell you how to then do research on that individual, and shit gets really, really scary. So in a good way. Scary in a good way, not scary in a bad way necessarily. Okay, so that's pipeline generation. So imagine it should allow me to really quickly move the needle on the quality of meetings that I'm having. Next is I'm going to call this onboarding, or if you are in sales, let's call this skill development. Okay, and there's not necessarily a prompts that we have here. There are some prompts, but I'll get into some of those. And actually, we can drop the link if you are interested in like the skills training and onboarding. I'll drop the link to the session that KD and I did maybe like 4 weeks ago. And that you can go deal bigger there. But first, again, builds on onboarding. So think if you're trying to onboard or get better, everything I just said around industry and buyer personas, you should integrate ChatGPT into your onboarding process. If you're a rep there and you're sitting there and be like, my onboarding was sucked, and I need to get better at this. Imagine using those prompts to get better. You can then, and I'll get into some of this, like, you can then from there kind of go into like, okay, this persona, tell me more about what they care about around this topic or this topic. Do they care? What are their top 5 priorities outside of what I sell for? So imagine with onboarding, or if you're, again, kind of re-onboarding, industry knowledge and what you can do there. And then the next is in your onboarding process, how you can actually train ChatGPT. And this is where people lose their shit. They're like, what? You can actually train ChatGPT to become like a role play friend. Like imagine if what you did is you had a buyer or a group of buyers held captive inside of a machine. I don't know if this is gonna play out. We'll see how this analogy plays out. Um, that you could literally role play with. So, and we've got a whole bunch of prompts around this too. Um, so it's like, I imagine a world where it's like, you are going to be, and we have some prompts. Becca, maybe you can find one of these. Maybe I can find one of these real quick. Let me see if I can find one of these role play prompts real quick for you guys. Because I think that this is, to me, like when we start to talk about this stuff, this is where people like lose their minds. They're like, wait, I could actually turn it into this role play bot. But imagine like a similar idea to what we talked about before in the very, very beginning, which is, call it the like, what is it? The very first one. Let me see. Does this one have a role playing in it? This is research. Yeah, role playing. Okay, here we go. Boom. All right, I'm gonna copy and paste this one into the sheet, and you can copy and paste it in. So I've got a really badass role playing one to kind of bring this one to life for you. So imagine what I can actually do is, again, like let's say if I'm onboarding, like getting up to speed, or if you got onboarded and you're like, Jake, onboarding sucked. I can say I've talked to many of these CFOs, and a lot of time they're happy with the status quo. So even when I pitch them a return on investment, they tend to push the decision. Here's a link to their investor relations page, and again, you need to have a plugin for this one. Please find 2 points relevant to our product. Here's the link for that. That would be good to get the CFO to take action. And can we do a 5-question back and forth role play where I feed you a value prop, you voice your objection, I'll respond, and then you tell me if it works? Bonkers. It would take you like a year of running like 6 of these meetings to be able to do this like 1 or 2 times. So again, that goes into my third piece here, which is ongoing skills training. But obviously, this is how it's applied to onboarding. So again, if you're trying to get up to speed on something, oh my gosh, like ChatGPT is it. Like again, like it's pretty wild what you're able to do here in terms of like this type of role play. And like I said, there you go. Yeah, Becca dropped it in there. Thank you, Becca. Appreciate it. We should give a shout out for Becca. Like give like a clap for Becca. She's the one who makes all the things happen behind the scenes and does like all the hard work. So I can just show up and talk. So that's number 2 is onboarding or re-onboarding. So if you're in leadership, just imagine, if you don't have a template for how to, use ChatGPT, you can actually go back. I did a LinkedIn live on this with KD like 3 weeks ago, and we'll drop the link if we can. Lots of claps and thumbs up for Becca. I love it. So onboarding, we did a whole thing on onboarding or re-onboarding. If you're a rep, I'm telling you, just go through, like re-onboard yourself. Don't even worry about it. So that goes into my third point. So we've got pipeline generation, but again, you're going to join Thursday and we're going to go deeper. We've got onboarding or re-onboarding. And number 3 is ongoing skills training. Whew, this one is sick. I mean, it is so sick. And again, if you're a rep out there and you're listening, or if you're a leader, if you're a rep, look, you own your own professional development. I think I see a lot of times sales reps from time to time are like, well, you don't need to wait for your manager to give you feedback. You need to be able to self-diagnose kind of like where you're good, where you need to work on, et cetera, or what you need to work on. And so ChatGPT is absolutely amazing, whether you're a manager. And so we're going to drop a couple prompts for ongoing skills training that start with like, I'm a sales manager. But I want you to think about it. You don't need that I'm a manager piece. If you are a manager or you're a CRO or a VP and you're watching, it's really great because it can help you to build talk tracks as well. But if you're a rep, you can just turn this and say, like, look, here's where I think I need to get better. So again, ongoing skills training, don't sit around and wait for your company to implement this stuff. Just go start doing it today. So here's a couple of prompt examples. We'll drop those in. I'm a sales rep. I'm a sales manager. And again, you're going to tell it the situation. That's the key to these prompts. Tell ChatGPT who you want it to be, and the results will skyrocket in terms of what you get. I'm a sales manager, and I have a sales rep who is able to get meetings with frontline employees of a prospect, but struggles to get the executive team involved. Specifically, they need to be able to communicate our benefits at a more strategic versus tactical level. Help me to write an 8-week training program with weekly agendas, 45 minutes each, to work with this person on that. Are you kidding? It's wild. And it will literally in 20, it's the type of thing when I talk to CROs and VPs of sales and CEOs, I'm like, this used to take you 4 hours or like at least like an hour or two. And now I can literally have a complete professional development plan tailored to each individual rep in 25 seconds and then take another 15 minutes to basically make it foolproof for that specific situation. If you take away one prompt that will move the needle, and one prompt series here, you can see there's another one in here. If any of the prompts that I've talked about today, if you are trying to get better at sales, this is probably one of the best. And again, like imagine what you do is you get off a series of calls, like your deals have stalled. Hey, my deals keep stalling at stage 4. Here's the product that we do. Here's who we sell to. Here's what I think are the objections. If you guys use what is it called? Auto PDF, which is another plugin. You can even download your call transcripts. You can download snippets of your call transcripts, like copy and paste in, and say, here's consistently what people are telling me, but here's the result. Help me to build a 6-week training program to get better at this skill. Crazy. So ongoing skills training. It's like I'm just like smiling because it's just so awesome. Like the opportunity that this like has for you as a sales rep or for your organization to build skills really quickly, it's just transformational. It really, really is. So, does all of this apply to ChatGPT 3 or 4? Chris, by the way, amazing question. By the way, guys, keep dropping your questions. Like I said, I've got the chat pulled up here. I only have one screen, so that's here. Keep asking questions. I'll look and monitor these. I love Q&A. It's one of my favorite things doing these lives. Kind of wish I could bring people live to like ask their own questions. So Christopher, appreciate you, man. So here's the difference for those of you, again, if you're trying to get a sense of this, and actually, if you want to know all the differences, Christopher, last Thursday, if you just listen to the first even 5 minutes of the LinkedIn Live I did with KD, you'll get some of these details. Yes. Becca, did you see that? We'll to post the last prompt. Make sure we post that. So Christopher, here's the big differences. So anybody out there, free versus paid ChatGPT. With paid, so where you get access to ChatGPT 4, you can have plugins. And plugins to me is just like the supercharge of ChatGPT. So remember how at the very beginning of this, I told you all, here's your settings. You'll see a little triple dots at the bottom as you click there. Once you click there, it says beta access. I think that's what it says, beta something. And then when you click that, if you have the paid version, you can click plugins. And then what will happen is when you search, it'll say, do you want to use a plugin? You can go to the plugin store. And from the plugin store, you can get what we use Web Pilot quite a bit, or Web Researcher. There's some other ones. Keymate, I think, is another one that allow ChatGPT to go online. So I can say, hey, here's a link, summarize this link for me. Whereas ChatGPT today is, only in the free version only goes to September of 2021. So, Christopher, what I would think about is if I don't have the paid version, I can't insert a link. I'd have to like copy and paste in a bunch of stuff, and I have to go to the link. I'd have to do this, etc. And there's a lot of other plugins, like I said, Auto PDF, that will literally you copy and paste a link to the PDF, and you can say, summarize this PDF for me in terms of how it might be relevant to this product. Yeah, so Mike, info after 921, that's where you need the plugin. So Mike asked for information. So again, if you want to get recent information, recent websites, you need to go ahead and upgrade to the paid version. It's $20 a month. Don't be cheap. I don't make any commission off of this, so don't be cheap. And then again, you can just activate it, bottom left corner, triple digits, click it, beta, plugins, go back and rewatch this, and you'll figure it out. It's not too bad. Okay, so I've got your first 3. 1, pipeline generation. 2, onboarding or re-onboarding. 3, skills training. All of those, I mean, they're just so, like, we've spent so much time on this, guys. Like, we have literally brainstormed and thought of all of this. So we've got some pretty cool stuff coming out. Hopefully next week I'll have some, we've got a amazing Notion page. So all these prompts, everything, we're going to put in one place. So get ready. It's you're gonna lose your mind. So imagine you're like, what's the prompt? What's the prompt? So the Notion community, that little small community we're building, it'll be like a $49 or $99 charge, because we're going to keep updating it, etc. So helps us to cover some costs. So stay tuned for that. If you're like Jake, I love these prompts, I need more. We're going to have like a whole like amazing library for you guys as a part of this. So generating more pipeline, re-onboarding and onboarding, and skills training. Numbers 4 and 5 for how to use this to move the needle for your sales team. Building your pitch and telling a better ROI story. Okay. There are plenty of different ways that we can do this. And again, I've got a million prompts for you. So Becca's going to drop in some of the prompts. We already did the role play one. These are the 3 objections. So imagine you can take it a step further. Is you can say, here are the 3 objections that I think they're going to have. Again, if you use custom instructions and you tell ChatGPT in every single thread, I want you to always know this information and respond like this. It can really, custom instructions can just be your role play buddy, where like, look, when I turn on custom instructions, because it's going to apply to all my threads, it knows that it's going to role play with me. So if I'm trying to build a better pitch, right? So again, imagine I then start asking it for objections. Here's who I sell to. This is what they care about. This is here are the top objections that they brought up. How do I tweak my pitch? Here's what I'm saying right now. How can I convince them that we're the right solution? Right? Okay, what if they say this objection? How can I then tweak my pitch to be more about this thing? Okay, and then if that comes up, what's the next 4 things that I say? So your ability, again, to build a better pitch, and therefore then tell number 5. So number 4 is building the pitch, the talk track. Number 5 is how to talk about ROI, right? So again, I can then say, after I do that, I'm like, okay, so based on these details, how could I talk about ROI to these key objection points? Or how can I put together a better proposal? Becca, I'm going to copy and paste another one of those scripts in there for you. It was around proposal building. I want to say it was complex deals. Let me see if I can find it real quick for you. Let me try to find. I'm going to find you guys. I got a really good prompt about proposal building. I'm trying to find for you all. Yeah, here it is. All right. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste it in. Okay. All right. So we'll drop that too around, again, like telling the ROI story, etc. Ash, this is Raj, bringing the fire on GPT. Yeah, that's right, man. And again, the key thing, I hope what you all are saying is like realizing is this isn't just about prospecting. This is about closing deals. Like this Thursday is going to be all about prospecting. I'm only going to talk about generating more meetings, and I'm not going to talk about just writing a better stupid email. I'm going to talk about writing better emails with ChatGPT is like the tip. It's about how to get I'm going to be able to get your quality of emails probably at least 5 to 10x better with the session on Thursday. So Becca will drop the link there for you all as well too, to make sure if you're joining us later, we've got a whole session with me and Kevin Dorsey, KD, the man in the black hat, on Thursday, where we're only talking about how to use ChatGPT for generating more pipeline. So please tune in. And then, yeah, Todd, I love it, man. So Todd's getting into it. That there's so many opportunities here, right? I've had multiple conversations. So here's the prompt. Again, let's talk about telling ROI. Let's talk about getting the deal over the finish line. Again, what you used to do is I used to have to go to my manager for this. I go to my manager. I'm like, hey, boss, what should I do? Like, I got this deal. It's stuck, blah, blah, blah. Don't go to your manager first. Go to ChatGPT first. And again, a lot of managers are like, oh, God, please don't listen to Jake. Here's all I'm saying is it can help you to come up with an idea. Okay. It can help you to come up. It's not that you should do this. Then maybe you go talk to your manager, or maybe you're like, I'm stuck. I want to brainstorm what to do. And then you can bring that brainstorm to your manager, right? It's not like you should follow everything I'm saying, like 100, like you don't have to follow the advice of ChatGPT 100%. I like to think, look, depending on what I prompt it with, it might get me, 50 to 90% of the way there. And then I got to kick that in, but it saves me just so much more time. Exactly. That's right. At the end of the day, it is all about closed won. So check out this prompt Becca just dropped. I've had multiple conversations with a CRO of a major e-commerce company that is having trouble with their current outbound strategy. He expressed interest in insert a link to your website or just give context around, what it is. I want to best frame how we can help with this issue in his business language. His company sells to manufacturing buyers typically. please help me to develop a proposal that clearly aligns our product, like how our product can help the CRO in their own business terms versus our product's terms. Boom. Imagine what this is. Like you used to this. If I'm a rep, I'm just sitting there. I'm thinking about all this stuff in my head. I'm like, okay, so I talked about this. We did this. What should I put in the proposal? How? It's like, no, just go straight to ChatGPT. I'm just telling you, it's going to give you an idea that is new or different or that you already forgot because you've been in sales for a long time every time. It's going to give you some idea where you're like, oh man, I didn't even think of that. Linda said 35 years in sales. This is a game changer. Linda, exactly. I'm 20 something years in sales, and that's why I'm spending so much time about this, on this, is that this is the game changer. We've had a lot of sales technology that's come out in the last 5-6 years, right? A lot of tech, but this tool's ability, it can simulate what used to take you years worth of enterprise deal running and messing things up and learning about industries. All that used to take months or years. I'm telling you, you can consolidate that down by maybe 10x less time. Maybe more, it could be more than that, of just getting up to speed on all these different ways that you can get up to speed. Let's see, a couple questions coming in. So I'm going to get to the questions here in a second. Leave your questions. I got 4 minutes, so drop a couple more questions in here. I'll wrap up here, and then I'll get to some Q&A. So for this in particular, those are my 5 areas. Pipeline generation, but you're also going to attend Thursday, so you're going to learn more about that. Onboarding and re-onboarding, skills training. Number 4, and then number 4 and 5, building better pitches and telling an ROI story. If you literally just copy and paste in what we put in there, it is going to change your close rate. It is going to change your meeting book rate immediately, right? So I'm excited for you because of that. That's what's up. That's what we got for today. We got a couple questions here. I'm going to jump into these. So Cameron asks, is there an ideal way to also feed the discovery call manuscript? So it's interesting. You could do that in custom instructions. You could hypothetically say like, we always ask these questions. Like, here's our persona. Here's what we sell to. We always ask them these questions as well. So assume the persona has already answered, that the persona will know the answers to these questions. So you could do it that way. I just accidentally exited out. So you could do it that way where you, what do you call it? You actually like feed it in the custom instructions, or I would just do that as a part of the initial prompt. Like, I'm a sales rep. This is what I'm trying to get better at, is I'm trying to work on this, and this. Here's our discovery process as a part of that. Like, okay, great. So yeah, that's what I would do there. Okay, great. For some reason, it's like taking me back in time. Let me go see. Actually, you know what? I can go to Restream and find the other one. So that's what I would do. I would either feed it into custom instructions, or what I would do is I would actually just feed it my discovery. Say, hey, here's a persona, here's what we do, here's what it is, here's our typical discovery process. I'm going to do the discovery process with you. Role play that with me. So yeah, that's what I would do. Yep, it's gonna stand. I love what Aaron said. It really is, man. It's gonna provide. It provides so much value. Todd says, no, Todd, not all of these are paid services. The API is really getting plugins is really the main paid thing. And that the model, the 3.5 versus the 4 model, the model is better. It's more accurate most of the time than the old model. So I'd say, Todd, like, if you have the paid version, you can do 80% plus of what we're talking about. So you don't need the paid version. It just lets you search the internet and things like that. How could we humanize ChatGPT if possible? Well, you can tell it in custom instructions or just in any chat thread. You can be like, I want you to act like this. And you can say, be more casual, act like, write to me like I'm a 6th grader. Like, you can kind of tell it what you want it to be. So yeah, like, that's what I would, you can humanize it like however you want. You can kind of create, like I said, it's like having all these different things captive behind a screen. And I can tell you, okay, this time I want you to be this person. I can give it universal instructions with custom interaction or custom instructions, or with each one, I can say, you should be this person and let's talk. And you should be this person and let's talk. So Yeah, you can try to humanize it if you want. Um, let's see here. Last question here, then I got to bounce. Christopher, you get the last question of the day, and I will answer some of these other ones too on next week. So when you include insert linked, are you referring to the home page of your website? No, Todd or Christopher. I would usually put a link to our product page or a specific product page. So I would say this is our product. Boom. So now if I was trying to get up to speed on their website, I might insert like an about us or maybe like their solutions page, so you can understand like what they do. So usually I wouldn't just give a link to their website. I try to drill down to like their investor relations one. That'll have like all their press releases, which is a bonkers use case of like summarizing press releases. But there's again a million things I could get into about it. But Christopher, hopefully that helps. Use a specific link; it'll get better. And make sure you tune in Thursday, talking about pipeline generation with ChatGPT. And as usual, we'll be here every Monday at 11 CST, talking to you about how to get better at sales and being an innovative seller. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all on Thursday. Take care.